Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville has been widely regarded as an underwhelming title in the Plants vs. Zombies franchise, especially falling short of its predecessor Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, while there are plenty of reasons to blame for the game's downfall, such as lack of variance, slowed pandemic development, or a priority on microtransactions, there's one item that I think rarely gets talked about, and that is the game's launch. Or better yet, the game's lack of a launch. You see, today I want to talk about the 3 things I hate about the surprise launch of Battle for Neighborville, and how I believe this game could have been harming itself from the very start. As always, if you liked today's video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I've got some more great discussion videos and gameplay videos coming up soon, so stay subscribed so you don't miss a thing. That being said, let's dive right into the discussion. So, in case you didn't know, Battle for Neighborville was officially announced on the same day it was officially released. You can check online articles for proof, but on September 4th, 2019, the trailer for Battle for Neighborville dropped announcing players could purchase the Founders Edition of the game and start enjoying its content immediately. Now, technically, the full build of the game would slowly be added in, and the full game wouldn't come together until a month later, but still, for anyone not closely following the PvZ subreddits or leakers, this was quite a shock. Now, the first reason a surprise launch is a bad idea is because it immediately shrinks the player base at launch. You could argue that the hype from the surprise is enough to get players interested, but marketing over time and slowly building excitement with prior releases of trailers, gameplay, or even alpha builds is going to allow far more players to hear about the game and get prepared to purchase and play the game a lot on release. I'm sure the dedicated fans dropped everything they were doing and played the game hardcore right away, but the average player may not even hear about this launch for a few weeks, and in turn they'd miss out on all of the Founders' content. The second reason a surprise launch is a bad idea is because it prevents the developer from receiving feedback on major gameplay-related issues. I guarantee that if we got an alpha build of Battle for Neighborville a year prior to launch, then there would be so much backlash from the choice to remove variants that the developers would have had to rework it. Or at least maybe we would have seen much more legendary upgrades and characters pop into the game to compensate. In today's gaming environment, it's quite reasonable for developers to tweak their game based on the consumer feedback. Heck, Plants vs. Zombies 3 just went through that exact process. The developers released an alpha build of the game, the community hated the Plants vs. Zombies 3 art style, so then they changed it. One could reasonably see a scenario like that happening if Battle for Neighborville had used a much longer release schedule. The third reason a surprise launch is a bad idea is because it flat out makes the game look worse than a game with a longer run in the media. This may just be more of a personal complaint with the surprise launch style, but to me, it tells me that the studio didn't feel the game was quality enough or important enough to spend the budget on marketing. Instead, the solution was to cut out all the effort of marketing the game and instead just launch the game and convince the consumer that they did so because it was a surprise for fans. Honestly, I could be wrong about this, but I personally get the impression of a lack of sincerity. But that wraps up all the issues I have with a surprise launch of Battle for Neighborville. Let me know in the comment section below if you like when a game surprise releases, and also, are there any games you know of that had a very successful or even memorable surprise launch? Let me know down below. Until next time, this was Psycho Sibs Gaming, signing out. See you. Let us stop first, cause we going and going insane.